Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you woke up and your vision was perfectly clear the moment you opened your eyes? No blurriness, no dryness, no squinting to read the clock across the room. If you have to think about it, this video is for you. Most people over 60 assume that fading vision is just what aging looks like, that blurry mornings, night driving anxiety, and struggling with fine print are simply the price you pay for getting older. But here is what the research is now telling us, and it genuinely changes things. Much of that damage is not inevitable, it is biological, it has specific causes, and certain natural compounds found in everyday fruits have been shown in clinical research to directly support the repair processes your eyes depend on every single night while you sleep. I am Dr. Victor Hayes. I work with older adults who want to protect their vision using evidence-based natural approaches alongside conventional care. And in this video, I am going to walk you through 7 fruits that research suggests can support overnight eye repair, and exactly how to use each one correctly to get the maximum benefit. Because here is the thing. Most people who eat these fruits are doing it wrong, and that mistake can cancel out a significant portion of the benefit entirely. Stay until the end. Because the number 1 fruit on this list, one you may already have in your kitchen right now, targets one of the most destructive and most overlooked causes of blurry vision and early cataracts, and almost nobody is talking about it. One important note before we begin. Everything I share here is educational and is not a substitute for professional eye care. If you are experiencing vision changes or concerns, please see a licensed eye care professional. Your eyes are too important to leave to chance. Now let us count down from number 7. Number 7, kiwi. Small, easy to overlook at the grocery store. But for aging eyes, kiwi is genuinely impressive, and the research backs that up clearly. Here is the problem it addresses. As we get older, the retina, the light-sensitive tissue at the back of your eye that converts what you see into signals your brain can read, becomes increasingly vulnerable to oxidative stress. The cells begin to wear down slowly, and before you notice it, you are squinting at road signs, headlights look like starbursts at night, and your morning vision takes an hour to fully clear. That is not just aging, that is cellular damage. And there is growing evidence it is addressable. Kiwi is loaded with 2 nutrients that eye researchers keep returning to, lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of them as natural internal filters. They sit inside the layers of your retina, absorbing harmful blue light and providing antioxidant protection during your eye's nighttime repair process. Kiwi also contains a unique combination of antioxidants and a small amount of serotonin, which supports deeper, more restorative sleep. And deep sleep is when your eyes do their most critical repair work. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that older adults who consumed 2 golden kiwis daily experienced measurable improvements in visual sharpness along with reduced morning dryness and eye redness. 2 pieces of fruit. Measurable results. How to use it correctly. Eat 2 golden kiwis, not green ones, about 1 hour before bed. Golden kiwis carry more lutein, produce less acid, and sit easier on the stomach at night. And here is a detail most people miss completely. Do not peel all the way to the edge. That thin layer of flesh right beneath the skin contains concentrated caffeic acid, a potent antioxidant. Scoop the fruit out with a spoon and leave that inner edge intact. Number 6, watermelon. If you have ever wondered why your vision is still blurry an hour after waking up, this one is worth paying close attention to. As we age, the eyes dry out faster. Blood flow to the retina gradually slows. And that reduced circulation is a major contributor to that frustrating morning blurriness that sometimes takes hours to clear. Watermelon is over 90% water, so hydration is an obvious benefit. But the research points to something deeper. Watermelon is one of the richest dietary sources of lycopene, a powerful carotenoid antioxidant linked in observational studies to reduced oxidative damage in retinal cells and protective effects against age-related conditions including cataracts and macular degeneration. Research also shows that compounds in watermelon support nitric oxide production, which improves peripheral blood flow. Better blood flow means more oxygen and more nutrients reaching your retina during sleep, exactly when your eyes need it most. How to use it correctly. Enjoy 1 to 2 cups of chilled seedless watermelon about 30 minutes before bed. Skip the salt entirely. Added sodium can raise intraocular pressure, which the Glaucoma Research Foundation identifies as a significant and potentially irreversible risk factor for vision loss. Pro tip: do not throw away the rind. That white section near the skin contains citrulline, an amino acid that supports healthy blood vessel function. You can blend it into a smoothie or eat it alongside the fruit. Number 5. Black currants. This is one most people have genuinely never bought. Tiny, deep purple, easy to overlook. But when it comes to protecting your eyes in low light, black currants are quietly remarkable. Here is the specific problem they address: retinal microinflammation and reduced blood flow to the optic nerve. Over time, that chronic low-grade inflammation blurs your vision, creates halos around headlights at night, and causes progressive eye strain in dim conditions. These are problems a stronger glasses prescription simply cannot fix. What makes black currants so effective is their extraordinary anthocyanin content. Anthocyanins are the deep pigments that give these berries their dark color. Inside the eye, they do several things simultaneously. They calm inflammation, they support blood vessel dilation, and they help restore rhodopsin, the visual pigment responsible for your eye's ability to adjust from bright light to darkness. A randomized placebo-controlled trial involving glaucoma patients found that 50 milligrams of blackcurrant anthocyanins daily over 24 months significantly improved blood flow to the optic nerve and meaningfully slowed the progression of visual field loss compared to placebo. That is not a small finding. How to use it. Fresh black currants are difficult to find in most grocery stores. Look for a standardized blackcurrant anthocyanin extract around 50 milligrams daily, taken in the evening. For better absorption, pair it with a small amount of healthy fat like a few walnuts, or a vitamin C source like a slice of orange. Nutrient synergy genuinely matters here. Number 4. Blueberries. You almost certainly already have these at home, but here's the part that surprises people. Most of us eat blueberries in a way that cancels out a significant portion of their eye protective benefit. The specific problem blueberries address is oxidative damage in your photoreceptors. Those are the specialized cells in your retina that allow you to focus, distinguish fine detail, and adapt to changes in light. Years of UV exposure accumulate. Your natural antioxidant defenses gradually thin, and slowly you start squinting at text, struggling in dim light, or asking why your vision is blurry even with glasses on. The key compound in blueberries is pterostilbene, which is chemically related to resveratrol but significantly more bioavailable. Research suggests it can cross the blood-retinal barrier and act directly on DNA damage in light-sensitive cells. That is a meaningful distinction from most dietary antioxidants that never reach the tissue that actually needs them. A 2023 study published in Nutritional Neuroscience found that older adults who consumed wild blueberries daily for 12 weeks showed notable improvements in visual acuity and reported significantly less eye strain when viewing digital screens in low light. Here is the critical detail. Not all blueberries deliver the same benefit. The large, shiny, cultivated varieties commonly sold in supermarkets have measurably lower antioxidant density. Wild blueberries, the small, dark ones typically found in the frozen section, carry nearly double the concentration of active compounds, and frozen is just as effective as fresh. How to use them correctly. About 1/3 of a cup of wild blueberries 45 minutes before bed. And here is the pro tip most people get completely wrong. Do not combine them with dairy. The proteins in milk physically bind to anthocyanins and block absorption in the gut. Instead, lightly freeze and then thaw your blueberries before eating. That process breaks down cell walls and dramatically increases the bioavailability of the antioxidants, meaning your eyes can actually access them during overnight repair. Number 3. Dragon fruit. Exotic, visually striking, bright red inside. and research suggests it may be one of the most effective fruits for increasing oxygen delivery to your eyes during sleep. If you regularly wake up with tired, heavy eyes even after a full night of rest, this one deserves your attention. The variety matters enormously here. You want the deep red flesh. The white varieties do not contain what we are after. The specific problem dragon fruit addresses is retinal hypoxia. That is when your retinal tissue is not receiving adequate oxygen during sleep. When that happens, you can sleep a full 8 hours and still wake up with fatigued, heavy eyes. Your peripheral vision starts to blur. Colors look flatter than they used to. Red dragon fruit is rich in betalains, a class of antioxidants that research shows can support nitric oxide production in blood vessels. Nitric oxide is the molecule that relaxes and widens capillaries, including the tiny ones that supply your retina. Wider capillaries mean more oxygen and more nutrients reaching retinal tissue during deep sleep. A 2022 study published in Frontiers in Aging Biology reported that participants who consumed red dragon fruit extract for 6 weeks showed meaningful improvements in ocular circulation, contrast sensitivity, and visual field depth. In practical terms, they could see more clearly in low light and reported noticeable reductions in blurry vision. How to use it correctly. Half a red flesh dragon fruit about 1 hour before bed. And here is the pro tip almost everyone misses. Do not swallow the black seeds whole. Chew them. Those seeds contain omega-3 fatty acids and magnesium, both of which play documented roles in retinal nerve health and repair. Swallowed whole, you lose almost all of that benefit. Number 2. Goji berries. Bright red, slightly sweet, used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years, specifically for eye health. And now the clinical evidence is genuinely lining up. The specific problem goji berries target is macular thinning. The macula is the central zone of your retina. It is responsible for the sharp, detailed vision you use to read, recognize faces, and see color with clarity. As we age, oxidative stress and reduced circulation gradually degrade this tissue. That is the foundational process behind age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of irreversible vision loss in older adults worldwide. What makes goji berries exceptional is their zeaxanthin content. Goji berries are among the highest natural dietary sources of zeaxanthin on the planet. While lutein predominantly protects the outer retina, zeaxanthin concentrates specifically in the macula, your center of vision. That targeted protection matters. A 2021 study published in Nutrients followed adults aged 60 to 80 who consumed dried goji berries 5 days a week for 90 days. The results showed a significant increase in macular pigment optical density, which is a direct measure of macular protection, and no participant showed further progression of macular degeneration during the trial period. For anyone concerned about losing visual independence, that finding deserves serious attention. How to use them correctly. Soak 2 tablespoons of dried goji berries in warm water for about 10 minutes. Then eat them roughly 30 minutes before bed. Soaking softens them and improves digestibility. And here is a pro tip with real science behind it. Pair your goji berries with a small square of high-quality dark chocolate, at least 85% cacao. The flavonoids in cocoa have been shown to enhance the absorption of zeaxanthin. Together they create a synergy your macula can actually use. And number 1. The fruit that tops this entire list for your eyes. Papaya. Not exotic, not expensive. You may have one sitting on your counter right now, but when you eat it correctly, it targets one of the most destructive and most overlooked processes behind blurry vision, cloudy lenses, and early cataract formation. The specific process papaya goes after is glycation. Glycation is when excess blood glucose binds to proteins in your eye tissue, forming compounds that progressively cloud your lens and degrade your retina. It is one of the most underappreciated contributors to age-related vision deterioration, and it is happening silently and continuously in most people over 60. Papaya is rich in papain, a naturally occurring enzyme with documented anti-inflammatory and protein-modifying properties. It also delivers a powerful combination of vitamins A, C, and E alongside folate, nutrients that research consistently links to tear film stability, retinal protection, and reduced oxidative stress inside the eye. A 2023 study published in Clinical Gerontology found that older adults who consumed papaya in the evening showed lower levels of glycation markers in follow-up testing, alongside stronger tear production and measurable improvements in contrast vision within 6 weeks. For anyone dealing with dry eyes, blurry morning vision, or early-stage cataracts, those are meaningful outcomes. How to use it correctly. 1 cup of ripe papaya cubes about 1 hour before bed. 2 things matter here. Fresh is better than processed, and room temperature is better than cold. Take your papaya out of the refrigerator at least 30 to 60 minutes before eating. Cold temperatures suppress enzyme activity, and you want papain at full strength when it reaches your digestive system. Do not pair it with dairy for the same absorption-blocking reason we discussed with blueberries. Pro tip: squeeze fresh lime juice over your papaya before eating. The vitamin C in lime meaningfully boosts your body's absorption of vitamin A. Your eyes get more of what they need, and it tastes considerably better too. Now, before we finish, there are 5 rules I need you to hear, because without these, you could eat every single fruit on this list and still not get the full benefit. Rule 1. Do not combine with high calcium foods. If you eat your papaya or blueberries shortly after milk, yogurt, or calcium-fortified cereal, you are actively blocking absorption of lutein and zeaxanthin. Research shows that high calcium meals consumed alongside antioxidant-rich fruits can reduce absorption of key eye nutrients by up to 30%. Give yourself at least 90 minutes between dairy and your evening fruit. Rule 2. Always add a small amount of healthy fat. Most of the key nutrients in these fruits are fat-soluble. Your body cannot fully absorb them without fat present. A few walnuts, a teaspoon of flaxseed oil, or a few slices of avocado alongside your fruit can boost absorption by more than 50% according to published research. Same food, dramatically better delivery to your eyes. Rule 3. Wash gently. Aggressive scrubbing under hard running water removes a significant portion of the surface antioxidants, particularly on blueberries and black currants, where the protective compounds are concentrated in and near the skin. Rinse gently under cool water, pat dry, and wash right before eating, not hours in advance. Rule 4. Room temperature over cold. Refrigeration suppresses the enzyme activity in several of these fruits, most notably papain in papaya. Take your fruit out 30 to 60 minutes before eating. Let it come to room temperature so your body can extract maximum benefit. Rule 5. Timing is everything. Eat your fruit 60 to 90 minutes before going to bed. Too early and the nutrients are metabolized before your eyes enter their primary repair window. Too late and active digestion disrupts the deep sleep your eyes need to do the work. Hit that window and you give these compounds the best possible chance to deliver what the research suggests they can. Blurry vision is not simply the inevitable price of aging. It is often the result of specific, identifiable processes happening in your eye tissue. Oxidative damage, inflammation, poor circulation, glycation, and growing evidence suggests that certain fruits, eaten at the right time and in the right way, can meaningfully support your eye's natural overnight repair processes. Think about reading without squinting, driving at night without gripping the steering wheel, waking up in the morning and seeing clearly within minutes, looking at the people you love and seeing every detail. That is what this is really about, not just clearer vision, your independence, your confidence, your quality of life. If this video helped you see something you did not know before, please share it with someone over 60 in your life, a parent, a partner, a friend. You may genuinely make a difference for them. I am Dr. Victor Hayes. Take care of your eyes. They are irreplaceable.